Okay, so I'm not altogether too sure what gameplay I'm going to be throwing in the background today. It's going to be something, and hopefully it's going to be relevant to your needs, and hopefully it's going to be fun to watch, but I don't know what it's going to be. I'm doing things a little bit different this time. I'm going Irish and going backwards on myself, because normally it's gameplay first, and then I do the commentary and I watch the timer, and I'm talking away and I'm thinking, right, I know the I know the gameplay is about 7 minutes long. Oh my god, I'm at 6 minutes 38. I need to hurry this up, and apocalypse done, finished. But this time it's going to be the other way around, so I haven't really sorted anything out. Whatever it is, I hope you enjoy it. Now, basically I just wanted to tell you a little story. This isn't one of my fun stories. This is sort of a little sad story, really, and it just got me to thinking. I thought, hey, I'd talk about it. Now, basically, I've got this app on my phone which I've sort of mentioned in the past probably, and it's called Unfollow As Me. I have it on Twitter. And what it does is, when somebody unfollows you, it'll come up and say, 4 people have unfollowed you today. And you go, oh, that's a sad thing. And then you'll scroll down and say, but hey, look, 6 people have followed you. And you go, oh, great, that's I win then. on the war against Twitter, I am the winner. I'm the victor. I win by 2. By default probably, but yeah, it comes up and it tells you who's followed you and unfollowed you, and it shows their names and things like that. I don't quite know why it's there, but I don't know, somebody linked me to it and I clicked on it and I've been using it ever since. And it's quite handy actually, because if anybody really of any relevance unfollows you, it's like, wow, why did that person unfollow me? And it just throws some food for thought your way. But yeah, I was kind of looking at this Unfollow As Me, and I thought, I'm going to go through my followings and I'm going to see if there's anybody on there that I follow and they're not following me, and I'll just unfollow them, clear some way, just in case I want to follow any more people. Quite boring, I know, but this is sort of the dress rehearsal before I get to what I'm getting to, instead of going straight into the topic. So yeah, I was going through my people I'm following, and I was like, no, everything's good, no, oh, unfollow him because he's not following me, how dare he not follow me? And then I come across this chap. Now, I have mentioned this chap in the past, and it made me feel really sad and almost a little bit, I don't know, woeful. And this is a guy called Reverend Sick. Now, I've mentioned this before, as I've said. I can't quite remember what his gamertag used to be and his channel name used to be, but he changed it for the reasons that I'll explain now. But, I kind of clicked onto his Twitter, and his last tweet was something like January last year, or something like maybe a little bit before. I'm not altogether too sure, I can't remember, because it was just like sad looking at this thing. But yeah, that was his that was around about the time of his last tweet, and I just looked at this thing and I thought, I can't unfollow him, I just can't unfollow him. He was still following me and I couldn't unfollow him, and the simple reason for that is because he died. I believe it was last year. And basically he sort of contracted this form of cancer. I can't remember what it was, but it really consumed him quite quickly, and just finished him off. Unfortunately, he was kind of half the man that he originally was, and he was a huge guy. He was a great big guy. You wouldn't want to take a fucking punch off him, but unfortunately the cancer got straight in and just reduced him to nothing. Now, basically how we met was, I was on Xbox Live and I jumped into a game that he was already in. And he obviously recognised me under my Apocalypse account and sent me a friend request, which I accepted, and I ended up playing some games with him. He's over from America somewhere. He's a very big, kind of New Zealandy looking chap. And, I got chatting away to him, a really big, deep, aggressive voice, but such a nice bloke, And I played a few games with him and a few of his mates, and we had a laugh, and we used to do this a couple of times a week, just jump on with each other and have some serious fun. He was never that good at Call of Duty, but it was just fun having that interaction, and plus we were playing on an American connection, so it was fucking just pure AIDS anyway, but fun at the same time. And he also had a YouTube channel which he kind of said, do you want to check it out? And he used to do these vlog type things, a little bit of Call of Duty, but it was mainly about the vlogs and stuff. And I used to watch it in this Google, the Google chat or whatever it is, talking to other YouTubers about relevant things. And then all of a sudden he just released this video. He kind of stopped playing on Xbox Live and he released this video and he said, I've contracted cancer. And literally within a sort of space of about maybe 6 to 7 months, he just went from this great big hulking guy down to nothing. He completely withered away. He had loads of chemo, I think maybe a couple of operations, and he really finished him off, and it was quite fucking depressing to watch. It was really sad. And he was loved by a lot of people in the community. He was only a small channel, but a lot of people felt this, and they loved him so much there was people throwing charity events out there so that he could take his kids to Disneyland you know, which I think they raised enough money so that he could do that, obviously, as a last sort of holiday for him. And then the next thing you know, he just sort of went off the radar. Obviously, one day I came across his channel again on Twitter, and I was like, hey, has anybody seen what's happened to Reverend Sick? What's the situation? And somebody just turned around and went, dude, he died last year. And it was like, fucking hell, that has just knocked the piss out of me. So yeah, I kind of came across it again on Twitter, and I was just reading through some of his last tweets, and I had a bit of a tear come up in my eye, just remembering the nice times we used to have. And I watched a few of his old videos, which choked me up a little bit, because there was a few sort of, you know, he was doing these vlog things where he was talking about his treatment and how sick he was getting, and in one of them he just cries, and it's fucking awful. And it hit me so hard to the point where I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna quit smoking, that's it. Because I do smoke, and I don't really talk about that too much, but I smoke. And well, I certainly do smoke up until yesterday, where you know, this inspired me to quit. That was my inspiration, quit. Even though the Reverend Sick's cancer wasn't related to smoking, you know, I've lost a lot of family members down to cancer, and I've started to feel like shit lately, you know, getting chest pains and stuff like that. And I've started to smoke a lot more, so I simply just got the cigarettes, screwed the packet up, threw it in the bin, and I haven't smoked now for about 36 hours or so, which I'm really pleased about. So yeah, rest in peace, Reverend Sick. If anything can come out of its loss, it's the inspiration that hopefully can probably save me, you know? I don't want to be taken away from my kids just yet. I'm too young. Even though I'm an old bastard, I'm just too young to go. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive. So all that's left for me to say is, apocalypse done.